So I just want to take you through one aspect of what I was talking about in the previous video, which was concentric rings, and looking from the top of the disc, breaking that circle, if you like, down into zones using concentric rings, and establishing the dimension of each zone, I think is a really critical thing to do, which will help with the proportioning of a lot of things. So, let's just take a closer look at this. For example, here you've got this outer zone, which is the rim, the outer rim. Okay, so that's really important. Then the next zone here, that's the zone that the reliefs are actually cut in. So, like for example, that might be a relief there, and there could well be a lobe coming out there. Okay, so finding the depth of that zone, really important. We call that the relief zone. And then the lobe tip zone or limit is really important. I believe that I've already found that using the triangle and the arcing, and there's a naturally found circle in the middle there, which I believe, even looking at photos as well, corresponds to the lobe tips. Okay, then of course the very centre, we've got axle shaft. So I'm really looking at this and saying, analysing this disc using concentric rings, I think is a very valuable tool. And one of the next steps of looking at the proportions concentrically is getting those proportions correct. Those will really be guiding stars to getting a lot of other things right. So I'll hit on one more point, which was segments. Okay, so talking about looking from the top, we also have segments. We have the lobe segments and we have the dish segments. So for example, this here is a lobe, so there's going to be a relief cut behind it. Drawing's not as good as I want it to be. Okay, so that's a lobe segment. But then our next segment over between the lobes, so this part here that I'm shading in, is a dish segment. So focusing on there being 6 segments and cross-referencing that with those concentric rings, I think is going to get us a lot further. And you'll see here I'm starting to work with this one as in, if we are to take maybe a circle from the axle shaft and place it out here to give us the lobe tip, can we find a relation between a line and another line, or between the two circles that will give us the angle? Is the lobe pointy or is it more obtuse? Finding those angles can also determine the proportions between the segments. So I'm not saying what's there is the answer, but we're by using segments, by using concentric rings, I think we're on the right track, or we have a framework to drill down on getting this as close to right as possible. So there's some more thinking. I'm going to keep sketching away, and I'll come through with more updates as and when I feel I've got something of value to share. So until then, have a great week. Keep smiling, stay safe, and we'll see you on the next one. Thanks, everyone.